From 6 to the 18th of November, heads of state, ministers, and negotiators, along with climate activists, mayors, civil society representatives and CEOs are meeting in the Egyptian coastal city of Sharm el-Sheikh for the largest annual gathering on climate action. The 27th Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, COP27, builds on the outcomes of COP26 to deliver action on an array of issues critical to tackling the climate emergency, from urgently reducing greenhouse gas emissions, building resilience, and adapting to the inevitable impacts of climate change, to delivering on the commitments to finance climate action in developing countries. Faced with a growing energy crisis, record greenhouse gas concentrations, and increasing extreme weather events, COP27 seeks renewed solidarity between countries to deliver on the landmark Paris Agreement for people and the planet. Dozens of presidents and prime ministers spoke on Monday at a global summit on climate change after the United Nations chief opened the day's session with a warning that the world was on a highway to climate hell with our foot on the accelerator. The UN Secretary-General, Antonio Guterres, set the tone for the annual United Nations-led international climate talks, which officially began on Sunday as the accumulating threats of war, warming and economic crisis take a toll on every continent, hitting the world's most vulnerable people the hardest. What was the objectives this year? Mitigation. How are countries reducing their emissions? Climate change mitigation refers to efforts to reduce or prevent the emission of greenhouse gases. Adaptation. How are countries going to adapt and help others do the same? Climate change is here. Beyond doing everything we can to cut emissions and slow the pace of global warming, countries must also adapt to climate consequences so that they can protect their citizens. The COP27 presidency expects nations to capture and assess their progress toward enhancing resilience and helping the most vulnerable communities. This means countries making more detailed and ambitious commitments in the adaptation components of their national climate plans. Climate finance will be a top theme once again at COP27. Many finance-related discussions are already on the agenda, with developing countries making a loud call for developed countries to reassure sufficient and adequate financial support, particularly to the most vulnerable. Visit our social media for more videos like this. Or visit our website www.salikaie.com.